Hey everyone, Remy here. Listen, I wanted to share with you a very special story of how this guitar came to be for me, but to also give you some lessons that I've learned from the story. And so this, in a way, becomes a fifth mastery lessons. And there's quite a few lessons that tie to this all in one. But really, I first want to share with you that for the longest time, I've had this dream of owning a blue guitar. You see, I've been a singer-songwriter since I've been 11 years old. My first guitar was a red guitar, and it's with that guitar that I recorded my first album when I was only 16. And I'll put the picture here so you can see that I have changed quite a bit. So I had a nice set of hair back then. But now, in my 20s, in my early 20s, I've actually purchased myself my dream guitar at the time, which was a Takamine. Now, this is not a cheap guitar, and for me at the time, it was a very substantial investment. It was something like $2,300 or $2,400, and I remember that I ended up having to pay for it monthly. It had been a long dream of mine to own a Takamine, and that day, I made that dream come true for myself. And with it, I've recorded my second album, which I'll also put a picture right here. But the lesson and where I'm going with this is that once I recorded my second album, then I felt like I had grown as a musician, and I came up with this concept that I just wanted to have a different guitar for each one of the albums that I would ever record. So essentially, getting a new guitar for me represented that would mean that I would basically be recording another album at some point. And so I thought about what kind of guitar I would want next, and I went to different musical stores and I tried different guitars, and for some reason I always came back to the Takamine. I've always loved the feel and the sound of it. But I had it in my mind that I wanted a blue guitar. Now the problem is Takamine very rarely makes blue guitars. Their signature guitars more are on the brown and the black. But I did find some odd ones in there where you could tell that they had just custom made with a different stain. But for some reason, it didn't connect with me. So anyways, I approached my buddy, and he owns a musical store from where I'm from in Bathurst, New Brunswick. And I've asked him, well, I told him about my goal and asked him if Takamine made, blue guitars. And he looked and said, well, yeah, yes and no, but you kind of custom stain and stuff like that. So okay, well, I kind of just left it at that. I just shared my goal with him, which is first part, I guess, of what I'm going with this. But then, only like 3 months after, he calls me up and says, Remy, Takamine just sent me an email because next year's limited edition is not only blue, but it is an aqua, and it features fish on the neck. Now, if you don't know, I'm a Pisces. Blue, water, I'm connected with water in many different ways. And so when he told me that, it was like, okay, this is meant to be. I need to have that guitar. He said, yeah, well, there's a problem. There's only 100 of them being made, and so we need to put a bid in to make sure that we can secure one of those. Now, keep in mind, this is a limited edition guitar. It is not cheap, all right? And I did not have the money at the time. But I knew that this was my dream. I knew that this was the perfect guitar for what I wanted. And I knew that the goal of recording a third album, in a way, for me, kind of resided in me getting that guitar. So I told him, yes, do it. He only needed a $1,000 deposit to put the bid. I sent him that, knowing full well that I did not have the money for the rest of it, okay? Now, I will say this, though, that the limited edition guitars were 6 months pre-order, so I did have 6 months to kind of drum up the money. So basically, I said yes. Immediately, I was fully excited. And then I went to panic mode. And then I was completely excited again, and then panic mode, and excited, and panic mode. Because there's a lot of uncertainty, right? I didn't even play that guitar yet, and I purchased it for a fee that was just way outside of my comfort zone. but still I knew that it connected me with my dream. And in reality, I had been asking for that guitar pretty specifically without really realizing that it existed or that it would exist, right? So basically, what I'm saying here is that when that guitar came in, my buddy looked at me and says, "Well, you must hate me right now." And then I just looked at him and said, "Why? What do you mean?" "Well, I just made you spend all that money on that guitar." And then I remember thinking to myself that a lot of people would think that way. But what I was instead thinking is how grateful I was that he was able to secure me that guitar, right? And I know all of the music dealerships in the world had been sent that, or at least the ones who deal with Hackamore had been sent that email. And the collector edition every year gets sold out very fast. So this happened in a matter of minutes. He sent me a message. I replied, yes, he set the bid. We secured one. So the thing that I want to make sure that you understand is that, yes, this did cost me a lot of money, but it made me realize my dream of where I wanted to go. So it took me to where I wanted to go. But every journey has a fee, right? If you want to go to Europe, you're going to buy a plane ticket. Remember we talked about the analogy of the plane, right? You're not buying a flight. You're not a plane ride. You're buying the destination where you're going. Same idea for your homeowners, your clients. They're not buying you to be in their house to paint. They're buying the end result. And so I need you to understand and appreciate the value of what it is that you're offering, and also to see that when you are presented with an offer that brings you to where you want to go, to not let the fear of lack of money or lack of thing, but to stop you, but to instead focus on value. Is this plane ticket worth the fee that I will be paying to get me there? Is this enrollment, right? This is where I'm going, of course, is this enrollment fee that I'm proposing with the bonuses and the training program, is that worth it for you? I can tell you that for me, when it came to my guitar, the proposed fee that my buddy gave me was absolutely worth it. And he did give me a great deal. He cut his margins on it in the similar way that I could just as easily sell you guys one program after the other and make a lot more money out of it. Or I could just give you an insane deal right now and equip you for years to come on this journey. And as I said before, regardless, I respect your journey and I respect your decisions, and I am here to support you either way. But of course, if you take on this insane package, you get a lot of one-on-one and direct access to me to help you on that journey, right? So with that, I do want to sing for you a song that to me is like, I've used music in a lot of seminars, like a healing journey seminars is what I call them, or musical journey seminars. And the thing is that I find that music, a lot of times the melody opens up our minds, and then the words get a chance to reach us. So it's very transformative, it's very powerful. And as we discussed before, I am not in the painting business, I am in the transformation business. So if I can even just give you this little gift of inner transformation to perhaps connect with who you are and not have your fears dictate your every decisions, that would be a gift that I want to give you regardless of whether you are planning on enrolling, okay? I know this is not for everyone, but for the ones who do and perhaps see the value, but maybe there's just that little hint of fear, hopefully this can maybe get you past that. So with that, here's Promise the World. Close your eyes. Open your heart. It's the truth versus your lies. In the best war you will ever have fought. Do you realize how long you've been living in disguise? Not alone, just look into my eyes. You see the part of me that wants to fly. Just take a minute. You see the part of you that said forget it. It's been winning and it's showing you your limit. Stealing all your dreams just like a bandit. Promise the world that you will try. Promise the world you won't deny. Just don't be afraid. Have some faith. Over time you're walking straight. Don't turn around. You see the gate. The other side is where we wait. Promise the world. You remember when the world was yours to discover, expanding far and wide until forever. But it's not too late, 'cause if you fight, you'll conquer. And now you fight, 'cause what's inside of you is your right. Show the world who you are, and it might help you every day, every night. Promise the world you will try. Promise the world you won't deny. Just don't be afraid. Have some faith. Over time you're walking straight. Don't turn around. You see the gate. The other side is where we wait. Promise the world. Hope you've enjoyed this song. If ever you'd love to listen to some more, there's some on my personal website, remybujur.com. There's a whole bunch of free ones actually that you can listen to. But really, I'm hoping that this will inspire you to take action, whatever that means, because there is specialness in who you are. Perhaps it's been hidden deep inside. And so perhaps you'll want to listen to this song again, really connect with the words, and go deep inside to discover who you are. You are wonderful, you are magical, you are powerful, and the world needs you. You're authentic you. Cheers for now.